welcome back. Today we're going to check out my 2013 model Yamaha V-Star 650 and we're going to see if this might be the right type of bike for you. First up, I just want to shout out to all the people who have subscribed and supported the channel. It's a new channel and I hope you're enjoying the content, and if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out. As you can see, there's a couple of mods on this bike. First up, the custom seat is it's the main mod I fitted. Everything else is the way the bike came. It's got a hypercharger, and the bike's in really great condition. Nothing is done to this bike. I simply washed it the day before, and the paint looks great. Unfortunately, the guy did disclose he thinks the bike had been had a low speed slide. He wasn't told that by the guy he bought it off. There's your Che Guevara skull there covering a scratch, which he did disclose when I bought it. I got a great deal on this bike. As you can see there, it's got the Vance and Hayden's short shots, and you will hear them a bit later. These bikes are very simple. That's where it went down. You can see the scratches. I'm showing you where the evidence that it's been down. But other than that, the bike's fine. It's straight. It's clean. It must have just been a low speed or a drop or a slow speed slide. Now, I'm 185 centimeters, roughly 93 kilos right here. There's the land shark checking things out for me. And I'm obviously, it's a low bike. As the cruisers go, it's quite comfortable for me. When you first jump on it after riding the other bikes, I will be honest, I do feel a bit cramped, but after riding for 5-10 minutes, it feels fine. If you were much taller than me, you might want to go with sort of forward controls. I'm quite happy where the controls are most of the time. I've got the handlebars back. Some people like them forward. They like to lean forward a bit. It's cooler, I guess, but I like to just cruise around like I'm in an armchair. Let's just take it for a quick spin, and you can see the ergonomics as I do some slow ride pass. Hey boy. I'll do it again a couple of times. I'll look pretty comfortable. When you're on the bike for some time, like I said, you got to make the call. You got to try it out. I feel fine the way it is, and I don't want to modify it with forward controls because I'll probably sell the bike in a year or two. And I think it appeals to more people if you have as standard as possible. I'm pretty comfy. It's a pretty heavy bike. It comes in at like 233 kilos full wet weight, which is about 514 pounds. But it doesn't feel that heavy when you get going. And I'll admit, after getting on the bike, hey boy, he's getting impatient with me. After getting on the bike, after riding dirt bikes and the R650s, WR450s, much lighter bikes, it feels heavy. But as cruisers go, it's really not. brakes are adequate, disc up the front, drum brakes at the back. It's a shaft drive, so there's no chain to worry about. I think the lines on this bike are great. They're fantastic for what they are. For a sort of budget cruiser that doesn't look like a budget cruiser, this bike is fantastic, and that's why I think they're so popular. Because you can have a grown man sit on the bike, ride it around all day, and yes, you can go on the freeway and keep it at speed, not a problem. This is me and the missus having a bit of fun, showing you what it's like two up. That's why a lot of people buy these bikes. She's tiny, so it's not a real fair comparison, but they're fine taking people two up. But most of the time, you're going to be by yourself. But I absolutely think this is one of the best. If you like cruisers, basically it's got to be your style. I think this is the best one to get into the scene. Now, in saying that, I haven't tried the 250s or the smaller ones, the 400s. The Honda's got a 400, and Yamaha's got 250s. And now that they've discontinued, I've heard there was a rumour that they've discontinued making this. The 650 variant, the 1100 variant, all the popular variants, they've discontinued. So what the H, Yamaha? Take one blast up this road and head back beachside. So I hope that's given you an insight into how you'll look and feel on this bike if you're 185 centimeters and 90 plus kilos. I love riding this bike. I'll tell you what, some people feel cramped on it. I feel it's perfect for me. If I was keeping it for a lot longer, I'd probably put the 4-inch forward controls on, but there's so many parts available for this bike. They are easy to work on. The only downside is they've got twin carbies, which can get a bit complicated with syncing them and playing with them. You can buy single carby kits for them. They are expensive. It just depends how much you want to spend on the bike. You can go as crazy as you want on these things, or you can keep them simple. Me, I don't want to spend too much. I might get a new set of bars, because these bars, although they're fine, they're not to my taste. And I'm going to change my only pet peeve with the entire bike. I love the lines. I love the look. For an entry-level cruiser, I think they look fantastic, but I'm going to change the blinkers or the indicators. I hate the way they stick out. They stick out like giant paddles at the back. It looks ridiculous to me. But there's so many kits. So the only things I'll probably do to this bike are handlebars and blinkers and a tail tidy. And if you do that, it's a really cool looking bike that you can be proud of. The power, 40 horsepower is not that much, but you're still on a motorcycle. It's got 50 Newton meters of torque, which is enough to accelerate you around. And I enjoy it, but remember, it's a cruiser. It's not a sports bike. My advice to you is sit on one, take one for a test ride. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more videos on this bike, so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Ride safe.